Boethius was an important Neoplatonist philosopher who helped craft the theology and philosophy of the early medieval church. He served the Roman Empire both as a consul and as a senator, but his real love was philosophy. He was instrumental in healing a schism that had developed between Constantinople and Rome, but King Theodoric grew suspicious, had him arrested and executed in 524. During his detention, Boethius wrote the work for which he is most remembered, De Consolation Philosophiae, the Consolation of Philosophy, which argues that despite the seeming injustice of the world, there is, in Platonic fashion, a higher realm and that all else is subordinate to that divine providence. O thou creator of bright constellations, of heaven and earth, thou in the high seat eternal reignest and the round heaven all swiftly movest, and through thy holy might the lights of heaven make us to hear thee, e'en as the sun scattereth darkness of the swart night time through thy strong power, and with her pale beams the bright stars the moon doth humble, through thy mights moving at whiles too she wrath the radiant sun of his full light, when it befalleth that they come together by close compulsion. So too the glorious star of morning, that we by its other name star of evening oft hear called, thou constrainest to follow the way where the sun wendeth every year, he must ever travel, fare before him. O Father, thou sendest long days in summer with heat sultry to the winter, also wondrous short days hast thou granted. To the trees thou givest southwest breezes, when the black tempest sprung from the northeast had utterly stripped them. Thy inmost wit, with these my wings, until thou mightest on this world of mortals, on all that there liveth, look down easily. Then thou mightest mount on pinions straight o'er heaven, soaring upwards wind through the clouds, and then witness all from above. Thou couldst also fly over the fire that long hath fared, many a year, mid-air and heaven, e'en as the Father at first appointed. Then couldst thou after the course follow that the sun taketh tween the lights of heaven, and onward speeding reach the sphere far up aloft, then in order that star all cold, alone in station, which is the highest of heavenly bodies, by sea dwellers beneath the sky Saturn yclept, cold is that star, wholly ice-bound, and highest wandereth over all others up in heaven. Yea, even then, when thou hast passed high o'er Saturn, thou mayst still journey. If thou desirest deeply to learn the lofty power of the world's Lord with clear understanding, consider diligently the stars of heaven, how they ever stand in lasting peace. Long have they done so, even as the Prince of Glory hath prepared them at their first forming, so that the fiery one, the sun, may not approach the cold one's path, the moon's marches. Lo! The mighty orbs cross not the one the course of the other until it hath fleeted far on its way. Nor will that star ever seek in its journey the west of the heavens, to which wise men give the name of Ursa. All other stars after the sun sink with the heavens below earth's space, alone he beateth. It is no wonder he is wondrously near the higher axle end of the heavenly sphere. Then brightly beameth one star, beyond others that soareth in the east, the sun preceding him, the sons of men, star of the morning, call under heaven, he heraldeth day to men in the boroughs, then he bringeth the glorious sun, the same day for all. Fair and shining is the forerunner, east upleaping the sun, he leadeth, and again after the sun to his setting glideth, west underworld. When night cometh, his name the nations change for another, and then they style him, star of evening. More swift than the sun, once they have set, he speedeth past him, that star all that noble, until over again in the east he riseth, to men appearing, the sun preceding. Those noble orbs night from day by the Lord's power have fairly parted, sun and moon, in high peace moving as from the first the Father appointed. Thou needest not fear that these fair ones. O thou creator of heaven and earth, that rulest on the eternal throne, thou that makest the heavens to turn in swift course, and the stars to obey thee, and the sun with his shining beams to quench the darkness of black night, so too the moon with her pale beam maketh the stars to grow dim in the heaven, and at times wrath the sun of his light, coming between him and us men and that bright star, too, that we call the morning star, and which by its other name we call the evening star, thou that givest short hours to the days of winter, and longer ones to those of summer, thou that in autumn with the strong northeast wind, spoilest the trees of their leaves, and again in spring givest them fresh ones with the soft southwest winds, lo! All creatures do thy will, and keep the ordinances of thy commandments, save man only, he setteth thee at naught. After that philosophy had spoken this discourse, she began to sing, and said, I have wings very swift, so that I am able to fly above the high roof of the heavens. But if only I might fledge thy mind with wings, so that thou mightest fly with me, then mightest thou look down upon all these earthly things. If thou couldst fly above the firmament, thou couldst see the clouds beneath thee, and mightest fly above the fire that hath between the firmament and the air, and journey with the sun, between the heavenly bodies, and thence come to the firmament and afterward to that cold star, we call the star of Saturn. It is all of ice, and roameth beyond other stars high above any other heavenly body. When thou hast journeyed out beyond this, then thou art above the swiftly moving firmament, and leavest behind the highest heaven, and then at last thou mayest have thy share in the true light. There one king reigneth, he hath authority over all other kings, he wieldeth the bridle and the guiding rein of all the whirling span of heaven and earth, he is the one judge, steady and bright, he driveth the car of all creation. But if ever thou come to that path and that place that thou hast now forgotten, then wilt thou say, This is my true home, hence I came, and hence I was begotten, here will I now stand fast, never will I hence depart. Nevertheless I know that if ever it shall happen to thee to desire or to be allowed to visit once more the darkness of this world, then wilt thou see that the unrighteous kings and all the overweening rich ones are very feeble and poor wretches, even those same men whom this poor folk now most sorely dreadeth. If thou desire with clear mind to apprehend the high power, behold the luminaries of the high heavens. These bodies keep up the ancient peace, wherein they were created, so that the fiery sun toucheth not that part of the heavens where the moon journeyeth, nor doth the moon touch the part where the sun runneth, as long as he is there. The star we call Ursa never cometh into the west, though all other stars journey with the heavenly sphere after the sun round the earth. This is no marvel, for it is very nigh unto the upper end of the axle. But the star we call the evening star, when seen in the west, betokeneth eventide. Then it passeth with the sun into the earth's shadow until it overtaketh the sun from behind and riseth in front of him. Then we call it the morning star, for it riseth in the east, and bideth the sun's coming. The sun and the moon have parted between them day and night in even degree, and reign most peacefully through the divine foresight, and will serve Almighty,